In physics, we often use numbers that represent very, very, very big things, like the size of the solar system and beyond, and very, very small things, maybe like the size of an atom. So when we use numbers this big, we don't really want to waste time writing all of those zeros every single time. Like, for instance, if we're dealing with the distance between the Earth and the sun, between the Earth and the sun is 93 million miles. Well, if you're writing an entire paper on the Earth relative to the sun, that's a lot of zeros to have to write. So scientists are actually good at being smart lazy, like they're lazy, they're efficient, but in a smart way. So we have developed this system called scientific notation, and you've probably been doing this since you're in, what, 4th grade or something. But just kind of a refresher on scientific notation. When we have numbers that are really, really big, or if we have numbers that are really, really, really small, something like that, then we can save ourselves some time and some zeros and write it in a simpler form. So a couple of rules. You want to first put a decimal after the first non-zero number. Okay, and that's the first non-zero, as in if you're reading left to right, on the big numbers, that'd be after the first non-zero number, so after the 9. On the really little numbers, there's 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Oh, there's our first non-zero number right there, that 3. So that 3 is where we put our decimal. So we have 9.3, and on this other example, we'll have 3.7, and then it's time for step 2. Step 2 is just very simply write times 10 to the whatever. So 9.3 times 10 to the whatever, 3.7 times 10 to the whatever. And now the question is, what do we do at times 10 to? So the number that's going to go in this coefficient is how many times we had to move our decimal from where it was originally to where we put it after that first non-zero number. So between here and here, we moved it 3, 6, 7 times. So that would be our exponent is number of times we moved the decimal. So for this first one, it was 9.3 times 10 to the 7th. On this other example, we moved it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So times 10 to the 6th, okay? Now, our final little piece to that is these two look like they should be about the same number. You got times 10 to the 7th, times 10 to the 6th, they're very close. How do we denote that one is a very, very large distance and one is a very, very small distance? Sorry, I'm adjusting my brightness down. The way that we do that is by putting a negative in front of that 6, negative exponent for tiny numbers. So this one will get a negative 6. Okay. Some people try to remember if you move it to the left, it gets positive, and right, it gets negative, and blah, blah, blah. And then you can't remember if it's going to the right or coming from the right, and what's the rule, and blah, blah, blah. So I just remember if it's a teeny, teeny, tiny number, like if that decimal point is way out in front of the number, then it's got to be a negative to show that it's tiny. Because what's happening is you're saying you've got 9.3 times 10, 93, times 10, 930, times 10, so on and so forth. So you're saying times 10 7 times. Here you're not times 10ing, you're dividing by 10. And so that negative exponent, that negative 6 here, means that you have divided by 10 6 times to go from where you were to the entire number. Okay, so that's a real quick primer on scientific notation. Again, you've probably done this before, but just kind of a refresher because we will be using very, very big numbers and very small numbers in physics. So I wanted to make sure we all got it.